And there's a cat amongst the pigeons. Welcome back. I'm here in Candás, which is approximately 8 miles or 12 kilometers east of Aviles. It's about 17 Celsius right now, a bit gloomy, cloudy, but very lightly drizzling. It's all right, it's manageable. It's not pouring down with rain, thank goodness. And I'm going to show you around this fishing village with a lot of quaint buildings and the like. So let's head out there and see what's out there. So this is it, Puerto de Candás, the port area of Candás. Yes, it's still drizzling and murky out there, but you've got to make the most of a day like this, because I'm not going to waste time avoiding the rain, and if it means getting drenched to showcase what's on offer out in front of me, I'll do that for you. And that's the small beach below called Playa de Candás. So more or less everything is named after the village. There's about 3 or 4 restaurants there on the far side, and I'm going to give you a better view of the port area. And it's also, from the looks of things, a mini yacht yard. And to my right, there's a rock structure there with a hole in the middle of it. So I'm waiting for the rain to subside so I can get the drone up into the air and get you some aerial shots. So I'm just biding my time. So if I don't get any shots, please don't hold it against me. Hold it against the weatherman or God, or whoever's in charge of the weather these days. And here's another sign for dogs, or are they wolves? Looks like a wolf, but I presume it's for dogs. Not allowed. I was just up there to the right moments ago, and I spotted this tunnel just here to my left. Just wondering where it leads to. Bit of graffiti in that. All these hidey holes. Oh, it's just a dead end at the end. That's it. Nothing to write home about, but I love the echo here. And as we exit, let there be light. This has got to be the coolest zebra crossing I've ever come across. Now, what stones have they used in that? Marble or something? I'm hoping you can read that sign even though it's covered with rain. Looks like the rain is getting the better of me, folks, so I have to sport the Jedi look. But anyway, we're getting closer to that rock, so you see it from a different angle and you can definitely see that little archway underneath it. But I think the weather is due to clear up in over an hour's time, so I might be able to get my flying camera out for you all so you can enjoy the images which come out of that. Another interesting structure there. It's La Farola de la Peña de Los Angeles. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it could be some kind of light beacon, a basic lighthouse from days of old. So if I find any information about it, as per usual, I'll put it in the captions below. So let's take a closer look at it over this metal bridge. And I wonder if we can actually climb to the top of it. Knowing my luck, it's not allowed. But there is a plaque there in Española. So for all you Spanish speakers, notably Alonso, you know what to do. And just to the right side of La Farola, you have La Palmera beach. And there's quite a few people on it, as you can see. There's a father there helping his daughter with a bucket and spade, digging holes in the sand. So it's not all a loss here on this drizzly afternoon in Candás. And that's looking back from whence I came. I love that they have drinking fountains here. And is it in working order? Yes, success. Looks like a self-guided walking tour here in what's made in the style of a book. That is cute. Some of the local street art there to the right of the beach as you walk along to enjoy. One notable thing I've noticed as well, that they've put these balls on the side of the road to stop people parking, which is actually an excellent idea. Right, so let's go down these steps and see what there is to see. Oh, those waves sound violent to my right. Yeah, oh yeah, splish splash. So from the looks of things, it's a shop or a bar or a coffee shop or a cafe or whatever you want to call it, and it's closed because it's off season. I see hope. Blue sky peeping through. Miracles may happen today. And I adore these swinging bins as well. I've only ever seen them here in northern Spain. Here's another sign for dogs not allowed, but they give you specific dates. For a moment I thought that was it with the rain. It had almost stopped, but restarted again, the drizzle. So I'm going to see how it goes. I've now stepped onto La Palmera beach, and yeah, I've got to make a most of a beach situation and walk up to the sea and soak my tootsies. So here we go to the water's edge. This is starting to become a tradition of late. See how warm the water is. And here we go. Oh, splashed. Luckily I lifted up my trousers just in time. I'm going to go back because of the big wave coming in. And it wasn't that cold after all, it was manageable. But I dare not take a dip anyway. I just missed filming that, the puppy over there. I escaped with my life. It attacked me. No, it was friendly. It was jumping up and down, and then it made a play for my shoes as well. Luckily the owner was to hand and called it over. It was cute enough anyway. It's back, it's mauling me. Another lucky escape from that little monster. So the rain is simply unrelenting. I had to call into a local coffee shop as recommended by a restaurant by the port, La Botica Indiana. I got the name right for a change without looking it up. So I ordered a flat white, and the gentleman working here he said he's worked in London and Paris, and he spoke very good English, because as soon as I got here, I asked the lady on duty, "Perdón, hables English?" And then she ran in to get him. And that's what I love, friendly service, especially if you're not au fait with the local language. So I'm going to try this out. Good, strong coffee taste. Mucho calor, or extra hot, which is how I asked for it. Lovely foam on it. And the cake. It's a homemade cake. It's got some raisins and nuts in it. See better on that side. And try this. Very fruity, not too sweet. That is delicious, and I've not had cake like this in a very, very long time. Also, I wandered around and checked the menus of quite a few restaurants, and I'm having a major problem here because you all know that I'm a Muslim. I don't eat pork, and various seafood I can't eat either because that is haram, forbidden. So that's the problem I'm finding here. I didn't have as many problems when I was in Madeira or mainland Portugal, but it's just in Spain. It could be different on the south coast of Spain because there is a greater population of Muslims there. But still, I'm enjoying this nonetheless. It could be time for another kebab later. You never know. So with a heavy heart, I leave La Botica Indiana. I totally recommend that coffee shop. And Moses, he was my server. He speaks excellent English because he's worked in Paris and London. So Moses, if you're watching this, hola. Right, so it's still raining, it's still drizzling. Gonna head to the lighthouse to the north end of the village. Ah, they almost spelt my name right, but at least they've done it the Portuguese way. Rua. Or does it mean red in Irish? Question on my mind. And why not? Looks like they cater for pirates here. Arr! This is a local museum here, and unfortunately I don't have enough time to check both this out and the lighthouse because we're about an hour away from sunset. It's for the sake of art, people. So just above that statue of that troll, you see what looks like some art installation just there. I thought it was a dragon or something hanging up there, but we're now at Prau de la Gavacia. I think I pronounced that right. And with some awesome looking views of the Atlantic Ocean and the harbour below. And you can see the beach where I was on earlier. Couple of cannons there facing towards the enemy, potential enemy that is, out to sea, and an information plaque here. Now that's a funny looking climbing frame if ever I've seen one like this. Now the question is, how on earth do you get into that treehouse? Maybe this gentleman over here knows the answer? Excuse me, sir? No, he's giving me the silent treatment. His name's Al. Hi, Al. Al hombre bueno la casa albo. In memory of Rebecca. God rest her soul. And fresh water too. Does this one work? Yay! And no doubt it does because there's a church just up ahead there. And I've reached the summit. I'm not getting too puffed out at the moment because I've gotten so used to these steps over the last few days. But, unfortunately it looks like the door is locked. And it's basically an empty room. Hardly anything in it, just a couple of benches. Just your basic church. And there's some information about it, and in English too. Chapel of St. Anthony of Padua, Candás. It's situated on top of the promontory of the same name and by the side of the lighthouse and Atalaya. It represents one of the few architectural testimonies of the area's Renaissance culture. You can read the rest. You know what to do, pause button and all that. I'm nearing my journey end point here in Candás, because right over there, that is my end point, the lighthouse, Faro de San Antonio de Candás. So this is it. I finally reached the lighthouse, which is up yonder there, and I cannot go any further unless I get the drone out. And you know how much you love my drone. I'm going to see if I can or not, because it is slightly drizzling. Even though it may not seem like it, we're only a couple of minutes from sunset, and I absolutely adore the way they've lit up this boat and showing it off in all its glory. Success! I managed to launch the drone. There was a window of a few minutes between the drizzle, and yes, I got my shots, albeit with the overcast skies, and then it started to drizzle. I was getting a little bit scared, but I managed to get the drone back in time before it's before I'm getting drenched like now. And unfortunately, as you can see there, the lighthouse light turned on and I wasn't able to get any drone shots of it. So this is the best I can do for you, considering. And so that is just about it from me, Rue, here in Candás. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Well, I have anyway, even though I was getting soaked. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on board and join me on my future adventures. And don't forget to check out my past ones too. So you all have a good week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, bye. Welcome back. I'm in a very ever so slightly drizzly. Welcome back. I'm not too sure what it is. It kind of looks like a light beacon of sorts. So if I find any information on it, I'll put it in the I'm not exactly sure exactly what it is, but it kind of looks like some kind of light beacon. So what I'll do, I'll find some information on it, and if and when for a moment I thought the rain was going to stop, but it's come back again, but still very light drizzle. Now I've stepped onto La Palmera, and so I've reached the summit. I'm not too puffed out because I'm getting